Hey everyone, this is Rishti, and I've been working as a software engineer at Momento for a year now. Today, I have this multi language chat application demo designed and built by Momento, which would change your chatting experience altogether. So, when you're chatting, language should not be a barrier, right? Why just be confined to English only apps? Why not Spanish? Maybe French? Or maybe, who knows, Hindi? Well, Momento's got you here. We've just built an application introducing webhooks with Momento topics, which could break all these language barriers. So why wait? Let's dive straight into it. Here's the architectural diagram of Momento's multi-language application. In this demo, we are trying to publish a message to a topic, say in English, and then translate the published message back into some other supported language, let's say French. But before we dive into the delicacies of this diagram, I would like to point out some basic definitions for you. First, what are Momento topics? So, Momento topics is a serverless event bus enabling real time communication across the full stack. And second, what are webhooks? Webhooks are used for event driven communication between applications. For example, the chat apps. Okay, now that you know what both are, we can come back to this architectural diagram. The main components in this diagram are the UI component, that is the chat application running on your browser, talking to Momento topics, and then we have a Lambda REST endpoint in the US West 2 region of AWS created using Amazon's API gateway. This Lambda listens to any post requests on route/translate, which is responsible for translating any incoming messages it receives into various supported languages. For topics to trigger the Lambda, we registered this endpoint as webhook with Momento. It is quite easy to register a webhook and tie it to a topic using Momento's console. I'll show you how to do it in a second, but for now, let's assume it's already been done. So the entire flow of the application would look something like this. Using the chat application, publish a message. That message gets published to a topic called chat publish. And since our Lambda REST endpoint acts as a webhook registered to the topic chat publish, it will trigger the translation lambda to translate the received messages to various languages, and then in turn publish the translated messages to multiple topics named on the language. For example, chat en for English, chat es for Spanish, fr for French, and ja for Japanese. We use Amazon Translate to translate any incoming message into various languages. Now, on your browser, subscribe to Chat FR topic here. And you will see, regardless of what language you publish your message in, the translated message will be in French. Similarly, you can subscribe to Chat ES for receiving the translated messages in Spanish. That's about it. It would be easier to view and imagine all of this in a demo, but before we jump to it, let me quickly show you how to register a webhook with Momento using their console. So you need to follow these simple steps to register a webhook endpoint with Momento. Go to console.gomomento.com and log in with your email ID or GitHub account. You will see this landing page. Now click on Start Caching, where you will see a list of caches associated with your account. Click on the cache where your topic should reside and where you would like to register the webhook. For us, it is the moderator cache, so I'll click on it and then choose webhooks from the side navigation panel. Then click on Create Webhook button here, and that's it. Enter the webhook name, your topic name, and the Lambda REST endpoint, which will act as the webhook destination. Click on Create once you're done. This is how you will be able to register endpoint as a webhook with Momento. Great. Now that we have discussed the behind the scenes of the application, let's actually play around with the demo. The multi-language chat application is live and is hosted at chat.gomomento.com. Firstly, it asks you to enter a username so that you can enter the chat room. For me, I'll enter my username and click on Submit. This app here can do more than just translations to various languages. Let's see what this app is capable of. But first, let's test the multi-language functionality itself. Here we have the language selector, which allows you to choose between different languages. And then it has an input box for you to start publishing your messages. So let's say we type our message, hello, in English and click on send here. So you'll see once you're on topic English, it is published as hello. But if you change your language and switch to Spanish, you'll see the message get translated to hola. Regarding the additional functionalities, the app is designed such that it filters out all the bad and curse words. When you type a curse word in your input text box and try to publish it, it would replace it with these asterisk marks, indicating that it was a bad word that you're trying to publish. The app also has the ability to publish images and filter out the bad ones. For example, let's try to publish an image of a man smoking. This is a bad image, and our backend should be able to filter it, saying that the image contains inappropriate content and it cannot publish the translation. On the other hand, if you try and publish the image of a butterfly, it would let you publish it. You can also generate random message from the server and see it get translated to multiple languages by typing /random into the input box. Let's say I type in /random. You'll see some random message from the server saying coffee helps me stay awake during work. And you can switch languages here to see that it gets translated to the language you selected. Similarly, and so on. Another cool functionality is that you can check your stats on how many messages were posted in the last hour or how many users are engaged in the conversation in the last hour by typing /stats in your input text box. And you'll see number of messages sent in the last hour were 5 and number of unique users is 1. That's me. So that's all I got for the demo. Play around with it and let us know how you like it. See you and thanks for watching.